Okay, so I am finally out of work. Um, no, adulting is fucking annoying as hell. I don't like it. Um, and also, there's another thing, and I noticed in these past few days that I've just been posting, like, no explanation of where I'm at. I kind of like that. You know, um, I've. Let me turn off this music real quick. My bad. Okay, yeah, I'm just sitting to warm up my car. Anyways, so no, I kind of like it. Um Obviously one of the biggest talks towards the end of the year was J. Cole's documentary. Um and it was legitimately like a fly on the wall, with HD capture, with someone hovering over you, and I thought that was really cool. But it kind of changes the perspective a little bit if it's coming from the actual person's view. I feel like I want you to see how I want to see it, but take it your own way, in a sense that um I keep saying that my life is a little bit dull right now, and I'm going through just the day-to-day things, but to some people it might not be the day-to-day things, and I think that's cool. I don't feel like it should be explained what I do, and though my routine is going to be shown through these video clips, I mean, I think it's cool. I think um, sometimes that when you focus so much on how you're gonna get where you need to be, and you have a picture of what you've experienced in the past, but it's completely different when it's legitimately on record on what's been happening and how you wanted it to go. And there are some details that you might not remember, um, and those details I want to remember, just because of that. Like, I refuse to forget specific things or forget little details because there was something else bigger. That I want to remember everything, and I'm striving for it. I mean, yeah, it's impossible. You can't, like, come on, Josh, you can't really remember everything, but that's just what I want. I want people to know that though I remember I had a crappy day at work, I want to know that I was there for an extra 10 minutes because one of my workers told me that her stepdad might pass away. Like, I would not remember that conversation. I would just remember that the person who worked for me was late and I had to stay a little bit longer. Um, you know what I mean? It's a very selfish way of looking at things, and it's a natural thing. I don't want to say I'm entitled to it, but that's just how you naturally react. But I refuse to accept that, you know? So when, the idea of entitlement and um, expecting how things are supposed to be when you have your day job, like, I think it's fine, but I feel like people should break the mold. It's one of the reasons, like, my boy Russ, he skateboards, and he does his thing down to, like, he has his day job, but he wants to be a skater. Like, I want to be a full-time photographer, but my responsibility is more to my life. My art is something that I want to do on my side, but I'm not going to let it take over my life where if I fail, everything else fails. Like, I mean, that's a commitment that other people do, but I don't want to risk that. So I create when I want to create, when I have the ability to. Unlike, my boy Russ, he commits and he'll fuel it and he'll sacrifice anything to to make sure he gets that one trick, to make sure he makes time for it, to make sure he, like, has the right vibes when going into a set, or what I'm saying? Like, the approach is so much more different. And these days, especially with cameras always being on, or like, people always speculating and putting their opinion, like, most days I don't even talk to most people. My job is talking to people every day. saying the same shit over and over, dealing with almost the same problems over and over. And you know, when you go outside, it's like, you know, you don't really want to talk to people anymore. And yeah, it's like an introvert life, but so many people are out there putting their opinion that it's not even, it makes your opinion almost not worth being said. You know, like there's a time and place for everything. When your opinion needs to be heard, then it will be heard. But don't put your opinion out there all the time as if it's always your time in the spotlight to speak. It's not. It's not. And you know, me having this camera on me is making sure I have the time to speak, because not everyone's going to listen to me. I don't expect that. I shouldn't have the expectancy where people will be like, oh yeah, you know, Josh got something to say, let me pull to the side. But I mean, that's just how I operate now. You know, there was a time I wanted people to hear me and what I had to say, and I had to put myself in check and be like, no, you know, people, you know, I don't have a right to speak at some point, you know. There's and most of the time most people don't want to hear what the fuck you got to say. Uh but you wait for your time, and if that time never comes, well, you make the time so at least you can speak, you know. So it's, yeah, that's what I mean. This little 365-day vlogging thing, even, um it's making me think about a few things. Yeah. And you know, I'm thinking about maybe putting it on YouTube, but they're like 2 seconds long, so I think I'll just stick to I don't know, maybe just Tumblr. I don't know. Okay, let me head home.